welcome to Techtonica, or welcome back if you caught my previous coverage of this game. So, if you haven't seen it before, Techtonica is a more or less satisfactory Factorio, so on and so forth. But instead of being, like, up on the surface and stuff, I'm underground. So I've got this big cave that I can build a factory in. I'm gonna go scout out a good spot to build, and then we'll, scale up from there. You can see a mini-map in the corner that shows kind of my surrounding caves. So I'm going to make as much space as possible. Technically, this is actually a little bit into the game, about an hour, hour and a half, give or take. I went through the prologue, and now it's dumped me kind of into a sandbox zone that I can freely explore and build and craft and whatnot. This water is kind of in my way, which I'm not quite sure what I want to do with that. Alright, I got a black hole cannon. Kind of buries the lead a little bit on that one. Now, I'm just gonna wander around until I find a good spot that I can kind of build up. Actually, it looks like there might be some structures back here. And things to loot. Like, what are you? Inventory is full. Wait, really? Oh. Yeah, inventory is full. Cripes. Okay. Yeah, I don't want to build where my, like, on a bunch of water. It feels like that would just get kind of awkward for me. I might have to specifically carve out a spot. Ooh. Well, it's not perfect, but I might want to advocate for this area all the same, seeing as we've got a couple of big resource veins. I think those, water turbine to scan. Oh, that's what it was. Okay. Let's see. No, here we go. Let me get rid of some of these rocks. We want to just kind of make room for a factory. There we go. Because otherwise I'm going to be here for a time. And I might as well kind of clear out the area around the, I might as well clear out the area around my potential mining nodes. But yeah, you're probably... Oh, you're right. It probably is a water turbine. That's how we get power. Okay, there we go. Did I turn the music off on this game? No, it's still there. I guess it just doesn't play very often. That's a bit of a downer. Because I remember the music being really good. Okay. If I check... Can I check map? Logistics, some other things. I know there was a mapping tool. But what do we have? So I got a memory core, power floor, smelter, some things. Inserters, conveyor belts. No, none of this. Let's go tab up. I've got a container. 3? I'll take it. Okay, I'm just gonna put a container down so we have some space. Because I'm out of containers, but what I want to do is not have all of these copper ingots and other junk clearing or clogging my inventory. Yeah, that's better. Kindle vine stems. I don't even know what those are used for. Let's see. And sort. Perfect. So that limits us down to a much more reasonable supply of resources. Let's go figure out scanning. Let's see. Toolbar 2 out of 2. I don't actually remember how to swap. Because I can pull this out. There we go. Oh, hello. What are you? Let's see. How do I scan things? I know there was something in the controls. I think. Transfer all, submit. Auto transfer. Build secondary. Toolbar. Build erase. So I think it's actually a thing that I have. Oh, it's 5. It's this. So I got a beacon. Yeah, I can just run around scanning these things. So supply and repair the production terminal with 3,000 conveyor belts, power floors, and inserters. Oh, so there's actually probably a production terminal somewhere in this area that I can go find. So maybe instead of trying to build where it was, there we go. We have a water wheel. What else do we have here? Overhead light. Okay. You don't see a production terminal in this immediate area. Oh, nope, there it is. Okay. So this is actually supposed to be where I'm building, I think. Yep, this looks like it. Okay, please service, repair needed. So this needs 3,000 power floors, 3,000 inserters. No, 3,000 conveyor belts, 3,000 power floors, and 1,500 inserters. There should be a means for me to just conveyor them in, maybe? I'm not sure. Okay. Oh yeah, here they are. So we've got 3 conveyor belt spots, so I guess in that case we do want to set up here. And, you know, in retrospect, there is actually a fair bit of space out this direction. I just didn't want to truck with the water. What is this thing? Oh, it's just stuff. Honestly, more stuff is good, though. Because this is getting me all sorts of supplies. And then I think we're going to want to come through and black hole the heck out of this area. Alright, let's see. Now, if I remember it, I can actually make things via hand. Logistics, utility. And I need some more iron components. Ah, right. I remember the one issue with this game. It really did not like... my computer really did not like it for whatever reason. So I'm just gonna do this. Let's see if that smooths things out a little bit. Because yeah, my fans like to go absolutely hog wild when I'm playing this game. It's a bit of a shame too, because it's like really good. Okay. Keep scanning. Clear up. Because I'm gonna need to build a big factory. I guess the easiest way to do it... Oh. No, that's that flashing. Okay. So we've got inserters, conveyors. So inserters require mechanical components and iron components. Iron components, copper components. And... I guess the easiest thing to start with is we should probably get some mining drills. And probably go find all of my raw resources that I put away like a fool. Because I don't see any veins here. I guess the one... Oh, here we go. Here's some. The one other wild option we have... This is a bunch of copper, though. Okay. So this is copper ore. We need iron more than copper at the moment. And I haven't actually spotted any iron in the immediate area. Yeah, let's go back for at least a couple of those chunks, at the very least. Actually, in retrospect, die, boulder! You may be large, but you are not going to stop me. It doesn't matter how big or small the boulder is. I will destroy it in one shot. Except for that one. That one is apparently integral. I'm assuming anything related to this structural... Well, structural design, the landscape of this river is probably impossible to move or adjust in any way, shape, or form. Okay, so let's grab it all again. I'm a goofus. Oh, I do actually have enough inventory space. Cool. Let's see. Can I pick this thing up? F to deconstruct. Perfect. Alright, so I've got it back, and I'm pretty sure there's more copper ore. I don't mind copper ore, but I don't need it. We're looking for kind of more gray shiny. There's some in the previous zone, but I don't think I can go back. I think I can go back to it. I just don't think it's worth it. Okay. And now that I know for a fact that the terminal I have to boost up is right there, I should probably stick to that area, kinda. Okay, what do we have in here? Is this more copper? Well. Oh, electric smelters. That's useful. Yeah, this is more copper. Yeah, some of these I can destroy, some of these I cannot. So it looks like this is a tiny little area, but admittedly with some copper in it. I'm gonna keep looking around a little bit. Guess you don't really mine copper ore. I will. Just am looking for other things at the moment. Can I scan this? No, it won't let me. That is illegal. And what about in here? Because we're looking for weird tech. Weird tech, random supplies, and an iron vein. I can get started sooner than later, but I want to get that iron vein first and foremost. What are these things? I have no idea. High voltage cables. Cripes, they're huge. Like, unrelentingly large. I'm gonna have to mine out so much space to get anything done here, aren't I? Oh, it's saying I should scan these? I guess scan's complete. Is it? Okay, flora fungus. Yeah, we've got a bunch of stuff in the databank, but I'm not sure if this is lore or something I actually need to care about. Okay, this over here, though. This looks like something I should care about. Mechanical components. An electric thresher. Oh, so we might actually be able to auto-harvest a number of these things. Okay, anything over here? Maybe. Die, rock. Perfect. Now, is this copper still? Yup. Dang. What's a lad got to do to get some iron here? I got a tiny little hole here. Let's see. Oh, hold up. I have found the iron, if I can get at it. This area is a little dense. Okay. I don't actually know if you can unseat any of this, but yeah, here's all the iron that I was kind of looking for. The only immediate problem is in a really awkward to reach location. I'm probably just gonna have to make some holes so I can pipe stuff out. Okay, let's let that go. Because yeah, I'm gonna want to get some miners here. Okay. Yeah, it's just gonna take a little bit. Remember seeing this a while back. Is it early access or is it released? It is still early access. Well, it's not even early access. It's still very much in a demo state. It's just the demo is pretty substantive as far as I'm concerned. Like you can probably play a good like 10 hours of this demo, I think, before you run out of content. It might be a little bit on the grindy side. Maybe not 10 hours. I don't know. I don't really know what the limitations are, but I've actively been, I don't want to say dreaming about this game, but there's like a couple of these games that I've played the demo for that I like actively, I don't want to say can't wait until they officially come out, but that it is, I'm getting impatient waiting for the full release. I had the same issue with Riftbreaker, but realistically, like, the sooner the better, but also I would much prefer developers take their time and make the best games possible. Okay, and the reason why I'm doing this is we need to get a bunch of iron, which is behind us, back to where that central location was. Stuck on something. I guess little mushrooms on the ground, maybe. Only thing I can think of. Oops. Nope. Don't want to go up. I'm probably gonna have to take a left turn here. Because I don't think this is gonna bring me exactly where I want to go. But it's fine. And then at some point I'll figure out what to do with limestone. But for now, I'm just gonna make a long trench so I can get here. I think we're almost through. Yeah, there it is. Ooh. Got some heavy machinery in it. What are you? I don't know what that was. Well, cooling system. And some other things. Yeah, I know I took one of these in from the previous location. Well, I might as well snag all the free supplies. But yeah, you can get to the previous, chapter, kind of. Just by going down one of these tunnels. I'm not gonna go out of my way for it. Okay. So we're reasonably close. Did I go behind it? No. No, it's still up ahead. Alright. Back to digging the most ridiculous trench ever. We're just going to extend. At least this is quick. As long as I let it cool down a little bit. Okay, that is really satisfying. There it is. Oh, perfect. We've got a really direct trench, actually. Because that's the thing right there on the left. Okay, and then we'll go up one. Because I guess we're off by a bit, but it's fine. Alright. I can't destroy that, apparently. Weird. Unless it's part of the environment? Ah, it's part of the environment. That's why I can't mine it. Alright, cool. Oh. Huh. Would you look at that? We actually have a, an iron mine, like, directly next to it. I went through all that work for, well, not nothing. But, I guess I could have done that, if I looked around a little bit more, I would have saved myself a little bit of mining. Alright, let's clear this up. So, we need to make, once again, power floors, inserters, and conveyor belts. We only have, I think, 2 resource types that we can actually use at the moment. So if I go back into inventory, what do I need for a power floor? Base building, power floor, iron ingots, copper wires. So I guess the easiest thing to do is take a look at production. Smelting, power, research, crank generator, mining drill. So it doesn't actually look like I can make any of these. Well, I can make them, but I have to make them by hand, and that sucks. And I don't want to do that. Oh, sonar map tool. Valuable navigation system. Yeah, I just don't know how to specifically swap bars. I'll figure it out when I figure it out. Let's see. If I go back to this. This is just the database. This is not research. So if I go back to controls. Audio log journal data bank. Maybe it is the data bank and I'm just not doing it correctly. Okay, mining drill mark 2. No data found. No, it ain't that. So there's definitely some way to reach like a research bar. Oh, secondary toolbar slots are the F keys. Got it. Maybe it was journal. These are the tutorials. Yeah, that's repairing this. This is the one thing I don't remember from the tutorial, because it was weird. Let's check the sketch. Oh, it's kind of nice to have a 3D map. That's actually really nice. Not the most useful, but there's a lot of caves around that I can keep in mind. Okay, but that's still not it. Logistics schematics. Because I know we need these. Processing unit that enables activation of standard technologies. Core clusters is formed at 10 cores. I think I can make a couple of these if I want to. I guess what we should probably do is probably put one of these containers down back near the production facility just so I can once again store some things. Otherwise, I'm going to be fighting a little bit with my own inventory space. So let's put that there for the time being. Inspect. Let's see. Shift, right-click, oh. I'm just going to transfer large quantities of stuff. Okay, shift to transfer stack. Alright, there we go. Now I've got a lot more inventory space. Still haven't figured out how to redo research. No, that's hide. I guess I'm just gonna press buttons until we find it. Or maybe I actually have to get the red memory cores down. I guess let's do that. They don't seem to do anything normally. Deconstruct or use, but that's this. Deconstruct, hide, unhide. I'm just gonna skip ahead a bit because my capture kind of messed up, but the research button is T. It's just not on the control scheme for whatever reason. It was in the tutorial, I just forgot because that was months ago. It is offline. How do I turn something online? Hold to activate. Okay, there we go. So we need the assemblers if I want to assemble things. So I have cores that are built. It looks like I need those to actually activate these, including basic logistics, though I think these are on. We have terraforming, synthesis, logistics. Oh boy. Okay, well, one way or another, I can at least start assembling things, then we can also look at some of these. I'm going to need to make a bunch of red cores if I want to do anything useful, but we at least have some stuff. Let's see, and I also need to go scan some things. Number of tool belt rose by 4.
Inbound. Assembler. Step 1. Build and place power floor to conduct electrical power to assemblers.
Yeah, I guess I might as well start that. Let's see. Intermediates. I think we don't have any easy way of making power at the moment. Which means I'm going to need a crank generator because that sounds fun. Let's see. Smelters and mining drills. Which I was really hoping we could actually press T. Let me take a look at this. Logistics, transportation. Oh, wait. Isn't there a bunch? No, never mind. Mining speed. Mole. Basic electricity. That increases mining drill speed. But what I'm looking for is the electric drill. The water wheel requires a lot of things. Okay, so it looks like we're stuck with my current tech, at least for the time being. I'm not even sure if I can actually get out of this tech. Repair and upgrade production terminals to unlock tiers. Okay, so I'm stuck here for a little while. Alright, let's see. So 9. Power floor. Oh, baby, that's not much. Well.
Multi-stage task inbound. Assembler. Step 2. Build and place crank generators on power floor to generate electrical power for assemblers.
Alright. Did I not build a crank generator? I'm pretty sure I did. We have cooling systems. Oh, here they are. Let's see. So if I put that... There it is. Actually, let's go back in here. I should probably just make a lot more power floor. Now that I know I need a stupid amount of it. Craft all. Oh, boy. Let's just go until we don't have that much, because I'm going to want to turn this entire area into power floor heck. Ekin? No! Let's see. Actually, no, maybe that's fine. Move that there, move that there. Alright, cool. So we got 3 of these. Inspect. Activate crank. Okay, so I'm just gonna have to come by and crank these on the regular. At least it's not as bad as I thought it would be. So, now that we've got that, go back to 9. I just want to extend this floor a bunch, so I actually have some room to maneuver. It's gonna take a little bit, but that's fine. Alright, there we go. Nope, one more set. Want my base to be purty. Okay, so F3 gets us... Oh, smokes, that is a big chunker. And we're gonna need 3 of these at least. I'm probably going to just hand feed an amount for the time being. So, let me take a look at this. Let's, Do we have this make power floors for the time being? Yes. So I'm going to just put that in. And we're going to have an assembler to assemble copper wires. Welcome to automation. Oh boy, these are kind of expensive. Well, it's fine. Okay, well that goes. Let's go get over here. Because I have these. So if I go 8. These should be my mining tools, yeah? Okay, what is your issue? Producing empty. Oh, wait, hold up. These are smelters. These are not mining tools. Where are my mining tools? I should have some. Mining drills. Okay, here we go. F5. That's my stairs. Okay, here we go. You know what? Let's kind of black hole gun some of this stuff away. Briefly, just to give me a little bit more space around this iron. It's a lot of iron, in fact. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, so we'll just turn this into probably one heck of a... let's see, one heck of a kind of mining area to work with. Very briefly. See if I can get some more. I think this is limitless, so I can kind of just surround it as much as I want. Okay. Everything else looking kind of hunky-dory? I think so. Alright. So that's overheating, but that's fine. Go back to F5, because now, I mean, look at this. Look at how much iron I'm going to be able to potentially harvest. The only immediate problem is potentially limited space, and also no power. So... Alright, so that should be mining. Are you not? Oh. It would help if my mining drill was pointed the right direction. You know. At the thing it's supposed to be mining. Let's just clear this out for a smidge. Because, yeah, I think I could just surround this on every side by mining drills. Okay, I'm now out of drills. I'll have to go get some copper. I guess while we're here, make a couple. I'll just go find the copper as well. The question is, where do I handle my smelting operation? And can I... Oh, of course. I can actually just extend this. Yeah, there we go. I was gonna ask, like, what do I do with the floor now that I've carved this awkward trench in? The answer is easy. Perfect. Okay, let's clear out some more of this. I'm gonna just use this entire area for smelting and stuff. We have the trench, but we don't need to stick to it. That was just kind of a guideline to get back, and now that I know that I have a lot of iron a lot closer, I'm gonna use that first. And then we'll work up from there. Nah, let's get the smelters down. So, ooh, right. We have like really awkward small inserter arms, don't we? That I now have to find in my inventory. It's under logistics. Inserters are these things. Oh, I do not have nearly enough. But I know I have a lot of conveyor belts. Okay, there's that. So I guess let's have the conveyor belts be 3. Perfect. Okay, put those there. Oh, you can... Wow. They'll just automatically do that. That's kind of nice. Okay. And small little inserter. Small little inserter. Small little inserter. I don't remember. Do I have to fuel these suckers? No. They just go on their own. I do have to worry about the belts, but that's it. How do I stop it? I don't know how to cancel build. Oh, that's awkward. Alright, whatever. Easy enough to pick back up again, but should not actually be difficult to cancel build on something. Alright. Prep that. This is good. Cool. And hook this up here. Alright, so one more. And then smelter number 1. I guess I only have enough for a couple. There we go. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to need stupid amounts of biofuel for each and every one of these. Pave the cave. Yes. Producing empty. Oh. I rotated them wrong. I was like, what is going on? Why is this not working? The answer is, it's because I'm a goofus. That's what's wrong. Alright, so now we got some iron flowing. It's not perfect, but it's there. Let's see. So I'm going to need some more inserters, but I am out of iron components. Oh. Well, not a moment too soon. Though, I still have some more iron over here that I can snag as well. Yeah, let's just grab the whole stacks. Hey, don't you still have copper in storage? I do, which is nice. I'm very glad that I came with quite a supply going into this zone, as otherwise I would have actually had some problems here. Okay. Let's see. How much do I want to do on this one? It's probably fine. Let's just find my other storage crate. Put it here instead of the echo map. Oh, right. If I remember right, these things get kind of scuffed. Like, I don't quite have enough inserter arms. There we go. And after a certain point, the oh god, look at how slow they are. That is going to be a mild issue. It actually looks like I'm going to need, like, a ton of inserter arms just across the board here. I guess we'll make a bunch. I did switch the Steam category over to Techtonica, right? Yeah, I did. What happened to that Robin Hood game? It was just too janky for me. Like, there's good jank, and then there's like, I don't want to play more of this jank, and it was definitively part of the latter. Alright, so we're looking good. Our iron production is back up to speed. Still gonna take a while, and I'm gonna need more. But it's fine. At least I've got something. Now, if I remember right, the copper was on the other side of this. And it might be one of those where it's more... it's more practical for me to just, max out production on both of these resource types. And then just hand move things rather than belt them. Considering how slow my belts are at the moment. Okay, so let's take a look at this. Oop, overheated. Well, it's fine. Because, let's go back in here. We want to do production. We want to get at least a couple of smelters. And while that goes, I'm going to need mining tools. 5. Hopefully that works. One other thing I could potentially try here is actually digging down. I've never checked to see if these veins extend further down. They also go up. So, like, one thing I could do is actually have multiple tiers of mining tools just going ham. It might work. Okay, let's just go for these three. I guess I'm gonna need more fuel, apparently. Oh, let's see. Other thing I'm going to need. Break this stuff. Okay, we got the smelters. Why don't we get the production going first? Okay, so one technique that I didn't do last time that I with the iron that I should have done is it's actually better to have this move away from my base and then back for the smelters. That way it kind of filters around. I'm sure there's another way of doing it. Let's see. But this is fine for me. Get rid of these rocks real quick. Nope. There we go. I gotta be careful with my heat generation. I'm a little sloppy. Alright, 8. 1, 2, 3. Perfect. I don't actually know if I need that much. There we go. So now we've got that, and I've got to go find all of my remaining biofuel, which sooner we get up to water power, the better, but I might not actually be able to do that until we're, I might not be able to do that until I've actually fueled this thing up. Oh, well. Okay, so we want to do fuel, fuel, and fuel. Alright, then let's do 3 more into a storage bin, and that'll at least be good enough for this area for the time being. Okay, do I actually have another storage bin? I do not. So one more. And then I'll also want to probably automate the heck out of all of these. But my main focus is just automate everything kind of piecemeal. I work my way up. The other thing is we might want to connect this whole area by power floor. Like one really snaky strip. Reason being, if I can have this whole base hooked up, you look like something I can scan. Tool belt, medium. Hey, that's good. Yeah, I can potentially put the crank generators over near my base. Okay, so right, don't have enough power. Activate crank. I kind of wish I could actually activate cranks without going into a menu for them. So this needs copper wire. That's annoying. Let's scale it up. Let's see. Do we want to just have another assembler going straight into it? Can I? Okay, you are not able to make... Oh, wait, no, it is. Copper wire. Just needs copper ingots. Okay, so I'm just going to do 2 of those. So now, this will have its wire. Slowly. Kind of. Ah. Doesn't work. So, question is... Can I do it with 2 arms? Let's see. And I'm gonna need more of these. Craft 5. Try that again. Copper wire. Please tell me I can just do an inserter into an inserter. Am I gonna need one itty-bitty little belt? I think I am. I'm gonna need one itty-bitty little belt to hook this together. Awkward. Hopefully there's a better way of doing this later. I mean, it's fine. Or, oh, output is full. Oh. Maybe it's... I'll have to try this again. I think this thing, yeah, is just having output issues. Okay. Let's try just with one of these guys. Will it put it in? Okay, cool. So we don't have to worry about it. So now we are making some small quantity of power floors. I'm gonna have to scale that up tremendously, aren't I? Oh. Oh. Okay, so the issue is... It's making 5 at a time, and a single inserter can only move 1 at a time. So we need to probably move this back pretty far. I'm gonna give it a little bit more space, too. Okay. Huh. Oops. It's really easy to remove things. Okay, so let's start with copper wire on this one, because this is going to take a little while to make. Then we're going to make... that's iron frames. We want to do power floors. Times 5, too. So that's going to be a thing. My main problem is... Well... Okay. I got it. Put this here. We're only going to have one of these going in there. The rest of these are all going to go into a conveyor belt. That is just going to go into the base. Alright, but it needs an inserter, yes? Yeah. Okay, cool. The only immediate problem is my inserters are glacial, so this is going to take some doing. But make 5 more. I can at least... Oh boy, I'm going to need iron gears. I'm going to need all sorts of things. Cranks need to be a large lever to pull. That way you can be Kronk. Oh, that'd be amazing if there's just a giant... stupid lever sitting off the side of it. That I interact with. Oh. I'd be a very happy Kronk for that. Alright, so this is gonna fill up and get stuck. How you doing? 17! Oh, no. We are going to be here for a while. Alright. So in that case, what else do we need? What are we making? Base building, logistics, production. These things. What's required for mechanical components? Copper and iron ingots. If I take a look at research, I'm definitely going to need a lot more of the red things. Not too much. Okay, so I'm going to go make a, I'm just going to go make a weird research nest somewhere. We might want another assembler just to make this stuff. Okay, right. Gotta throw the lever. Activate crank. And there's... oh. Oh, I can just take a bunch of resources off of that. So even though this is glacial and needs to be rectified, at least I can take a bunch of power floors from myself this way. So if it ever looks like it's starting to fill up too much. Plus we got this, and anything extra I can also just throw in. It'll do for the time being. Let's see, looking for that Mars terraforming game. Plan B terraform, or something to that extent. What's this kind of broken looking? I have no idea. Okay, so I wanted to do 3. There's no easy way of doing this, is there? I'm gonna clear some space. I think I want to just have like a big production area where I just chuck like stacks of resources in. And that way I will have mechanical components aplenty. Rather than having to hand make everything. Not that it takes too long. I've got a bunch of other tasks to do. But the more of these I can potentially automate, the less I'm going to have to mess around with. Alright, let's leave that for the time being. Pick up resources. There we go. I am a fool. I never actually put a cargo crate here. I mean, it's mostly fine. How do we want to do this? The problem is these red things are going to take a little while. Alright, let's just do a little bit more mining. Because I'm probably going to put my research nodes like out here, out of the way. Where I'm not going to be using them for much. I don't think they require power. Okay. That should give me a little bit more. So if I go back to this, we can now make the long inserters. And repair and upgrade wait. Do I not have basic electricity? No, I most assuredly do. We just need the... We're just one off. That's...
long inserters. Additional reach enables parallel conveyor belts.
It's the fast inserters I care about.
Fast inserter moves items between conveyor belts and machines at accelerated rate.
Yep, that's going to be helpful. Okay, so let's do 2. Valid placement. Oh. Some goofus dug into the floor. I don't actually even know if it was me, but... let me make sure this is all lined up properly. Okay, I guess I'll extend that one more. And if we go back into my inventory, logistics, fast inserter. Oh, sweet. It doesn't actually require that much more. Okay, fast inserter. How fast do you insert? Not nearly fast enough. It's still a lot faster than the regular kind, but it's also still a little on the slow side. Let's just prep this here. Set this up. Okay, so we're gonna make 3 more of these. I mean, I'm gonna need a lot more, but... nope, that ain't it. F6, perfect. Okay, cool. I just want to make sure that this thing is as filled out as possible so I can come back and just grab a stack of copper whenever I can. And now that we have them, let's go back over here. Saw that plant in the back and I was like, is that a person? I got kind of worried. Okay. Now I must hit the lever. Cool. So, you should be going again, right? No, you're out of iron. Of course you're out of iron. I don't think there's an easy way for me to do that. It doesn't cost... Yeah, I'm not going to think about that. I mean, one stack of 50 iron... I think still nets me a fair bit of them. Okay, get rid of those two. There's one. Ooh, they do require the regular inserters. Yeah, I'm gonna have to have a giant factory to automate all of this, but I'm just gonna try and get the research tier first before I like fully automate everything. So that's logistics, synthesis. We have a planter, but I don't think we need that too much. Terraforming, mining speed, flattening mode, increase the terraforming speed. I think I can actually... Maybe I could get rid of that. What else do we have? Increases capacity of accumulators by 150%. Water wheel. Production of water wheel requires connection to crank generator. Oh! Connect multiple crank generators together. Crank connect. Oh. Yeah, that's a thing that is very much worthwhile. And I can make just exactly enough. And then I'm going to need more iron. Oh. Ain't that handy. Oh, that's a bunch of iron. Yeah. I'm just going to work on scaling these up as much as possible. Alright, you good? You could use a little bit more. I'll just top these off as I go by. It looks like the singular fast inserter is enough back over here. Okay. So why don't we... I've got some amount of power floor. I'm gonna go all the way over here, because we've got water. I don't entirely know how the water wheel is going to work, but if I don't have to crank the crank generators manually, that will make my life much easier. Let's see how much you got in you. Not bad. I mean, automation is always nice. So let's go back, take a look at this. You also need inserters and conveyor belts. Yeah, because what do we need to make an inserter? Mechanical components, iron components, and then conveyors are iron components and copper components. Okay, what do we need for iron components? Just raw iron, nothing more. Oh, I see. This is a rock to mine. Cannot be black holed. That'd do it. Let's just quickly clean up a bunch of this stuff. Just so I don't have to think about it. So I don't have to look at it. And kind of extend backwards. Would help if I don't just keep overheating the thing, but whatever. So, in that case... This is going to be iron components. No matter what, we're just going to need a bunch. Ideally, there would be an easier way for me to do this, and I'm not sure if we're going to have enough space. But it's probably fine. Let's just do logistics so I can have this automatically go on its own. It's giving you major stone block vibes. So this is a combination of Factorio, Stone Block, and Subnautica, actually. Not shown in this is there's actually a semi-substantive story. With, like, voice acting and lore and whatnot, which I'm super interested in seeing more of. Okay, so we also need mechanical components and copper components. So, I think the easiest thing I can do is probably just have these kind of sandwiched in. Copper components, I'm pretty sure, are just copper ingots, nothing more. So maybe what I do, instead of this... Oh, we're out of power again. Oh, but you know what I have? Go back to this. We can actually go back here. And extend the power cores. Or the power cores, the research cores. I actually really like how this game handles research. Okay. Are those connected in the right spot? I think so. I'm out of cores. There's something about, like, really stacking them up gets you something more. But crank connect we can turn on. And then we need 8 more for the water wheel. It's gonna take time. Yeah, it's gonna take time. It's fine. How is this going? Looks like it's going fine. Biggest issue seems to just be a actual lack of honest-to-goodness copper. Oh, it's fine. Gives me time to work on other things and prep a bunch of stuff. And maybe get some more mining tools around here. Yeah, I'm just gonna slapdash everything rather than, I think rather than trying to pipe things around, I think I'm just gonna make it all somewhat on site, as awkward as it is. Did I not throw the levers? I don't think I threw the levers. Oh, and they just automatically are connected. Okay, so, I mean, we have this whole area here. That's the other option. You know, I'm not super limited on space. Because I can also go up. If I feel terribly motivated to go that direction, too. Don't you need more generators? Not quite yet. I think each of those generators works for 2 assemblers. And so, as long as I have... Well, I mean, as soon as I get this set up, it's not even going to matter that much. And I'll be able to move these out of the way. Let's snag the rest of these. What is your limitation? I think, once again, lack of iron. And maybe lack of wire. Column A, column B. Output is full. Getting some of those, but not much. So I'll probably pick this up and move this out here. Oh. I think you can tell that this is being powered and this is not for some reason. Confusing. Oh, there it is. Weird. Because it just didn't take initially. Yeah, I think it's gonna be genuinely my goal. Just kind of fill some of these things out for a smidge. Okay, there it is. Everything's running. So yeah, what I'll probably do is take a lot of my production and rotate it over here. Let's see. So much plant matter. It is too much. But, you know, I'm actually kind of surprised we can't burn this stuff to generate power. That we have to... Well, no, the crank system is way more efficient on my end. Thing is, I need 8 of these. I don't know how many I'm specifically crafting in the moment, but we need to make the red cores first and foremost. The mic pop is when Wander places a lot of blocks at once. The game stacks the placement sound and sounds like a mic pop. Ah, good to know. Well, you know, here's one option. Sound effects. I don't need them. They're annoying anyway. Unfortunately, oh, this is just a giant boulder, ain't it? Like, I know some people love sound effects, but I kind of don't. Like, it's really weird to say, but I've... Maybe it's just kind of an age thing or something, but like, once you heard a sound effect like a couple of times, you kind of heard it every time. But yeah, apologies if it's super loud. Some sound effects do not actually, I guess honestly just don't even register for me because of how my headphones work. There we go. Let's just kind of clean up this horrid mess up here. Because yeah, the other option is we can go vertical. I do not know if there's limitations. All right, how are we doing? Now, if I activate that crank, it activates all of them. Oh, that's nice. Okay, so... gotta remember to actually drink some water here. Looks like we've hit our limitation again on you. Yeah. I'll just have to routinely refill. I guess I do actually have some water here. I'm not surprised that bone conductive headphones can't transfer the sound. Yeah. Like, it's really interesting having them. Because there are some sound effects that just absolutely I cannot stand that nobody else has problems with. And then there's some where it's just like, yeah, that was kind of loud, and everybody else is like, sweet Jesus, who blew up the game? I'm like, oh, I apologize. Yeah, check your posture. My posture is pretty good today, actually. I can scoot up just like a little bit more, but still. Hey, Wander has bone conductive headphones. Wicked. They're really nice. I specifically picked them up because I wear glasses, and the arms? Are they called arms? I don't know. Are kind of thick, and so big, hefty, like, studio-grade headphones, compress my my arms. My glasses arms into the side of my head. In a way that, like, legitimately, it legitimately was painful to record, or even wear headphones for forever. I mean, effectively, after a certain point, I could not stand to work, because it was too physically painful. Which is something that kind of surprised me, because, like, you know, I spent, what, 6, 7, 8 years recording with them with no such problems, and then after a certain point it was just like, nope, you need to fix this or you are never going to be able to do your job right. And it's like, oh, okay, I guess I'll work on that. I'm just gonna put all this over, and then, like, a lot of this biomass, we have too much of it. The sound effects might be too low now. I just turned them off. Okay, so how do we do this? Because... oh, did we finish? Yes, we did. Okay, so let's go back to this. Over here. I'm going to keep kind of punching holes back here. This is just going to be research corner. It sucks, but I can put my glasses at an angle to stop it. Yeah, I did that for a little bit while I did, like, research on other things and other solutions. And eventually it was just like, oh, yeah... here's this whole product that pretty much means my glasses and my headphones can coexist comfortably. And so I just picked up bone conductive headphones, and I have not gone back. And I likely never will. So accumulators probably just store power, but I don't know how much I care about that. What else do we have? Beacons. I'm just gonna disable the endo sketch. That's one other thing I could probably do. Let's see, I don't think we need green cores, though if I do need them, that's useful. Hover pack. Huh. Tool belt medium, but I don't think we care about that too much. Planters, eh. That's only a 10% speed bonus. What I really want is electric drills, but I don't...
Water wheel. Used to generate hydroelectrical energy through connection to a crank generator.
Okay. So uses water as a flow to generate kinetic energy that can be converted into electric power used with a crank generator. We'll get two more of these.
These can be a little tricky, so let me walk you through building your first hydroelectric operation. First, build a water wheel and place it right off the shore somewhere.
Let's see. Can you get water wheels? Yeah. That's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to clean this up. We're going to put the power production kind of out here. Past where the factory and insert is. Oh, cool. I can actually just mine plants. Aha. Like I said, whoever they got to be the voice actress for this did a really good job. I would have never expected that the automation, like, automation game genre to expand in such a way. I mean, I kind of can expect it. Considering how successful and, frankly, addicting Factorio is, having more games kind of in that same general genre makes a lot of sense. Okay, so we want to start with the water wheel. Invalid placement. Oh, okay, good. Oh.
Good. Now that you've got a water wheel placed, build and place a second one right next to it. You'll see they connect automatically.
Oh, it's really far down.
After that, connect 4 more to it for a total of 6. It's good luck.
Why do you need that many, lady? Alright. I guess I'm gonna need some resources. Looks like I need iron, not copper. Build 6! Holy shit. I didn't realize... it doesn't actually have any, like, numbers next to it, so I didn't actually realize you needed more than one. Oh, but I might actually have to put my crank generators down below and then figure out how to hook them up. It's not that big of a deal. Okay. Problem is they just take so dang long to build. Here's a question. Nope, that's not it. 4. F4. Okay. Big question number 1. Can I hook this up? No, they don't hook up automatically. So, in that case... I'm gonna try doing that. Yeah, the water kind of hits a limitation after a certain point, though. I wonder if you can extend it freely. Sorry, tree. Okay, F4. Yep, that's hooked up. So I guess next order of business is actually extending some of this power floor here. And then hooking it up. Okay, so water wheels 1, power converters 1. You might have to have a bit of both. Maximum charge. Hopefully this is all hooked up. I don't know. But yeah, we might want to move this at some point. So it's better organized. And isn't quite in the way of my industries. Okay, that should be good. Let's get our remaining crank generators down. Can I not squeeze them closer? Guess not. Okay. F7. Rotate. Okay. So far, so good. So I have That rotated the wrong direction. I don't think it matters, but it's going to bug me. Okay. Please tell me this is all connected. Okay, so up to 192. Now here's the next question. Are you powered? Yeah, it looks like we're just out of iron here. Alright, load that up. Yeah, okay, cool. So I don't think I need to do too much more than this, at least for the moment. Oh wait, no, I'm gonna need 5, aren't I? That was specifically one of the factors. Boy, I really wish the music would stop going away. It's like legitimately really good music, and it just is like, yeah, no, we're gonna play for like 30 seconds or a minute or two, and then go away for, you know, 10 minutes. It's like, no. No, keep the good tunes rolling. I guess I should check the sound settings really briefly, and see if there's actually a way to keep it running. This is one of my beefs with, Nope, it's not an option. Dang. It was one of my beefs with Minecraft. Like, I'm not a huge Minecraft player, but I like it. I like playing it often enough. When I play it, though, I really want to be able to listen to that sweet C418 on, I guess, Lena Rain now, and maybe a couple other people. And it's a little sad when I can't.
Multi-stage task inbound. Assembler.
Got it.
Step 3. Build and place assemblers on power floor to receive electrical power from crank generators.
Okay, so, other things that we need to build because it's becoming a problem. We very desperately are going to need mechanical components. Luckily, that's just something that can be made kind of freely. I'll just stick it here. Your job is mechanical components. Right. And then I'm going to need some containers. Let's see, how much more do I have? Well, let's space these out 2 a piece just so I can get some things in between. Specifically the crates. So you are going to be making iron frames. And you are going to be making copper components. Okay, next one's coming. Alright. Perfect. Then the other thing is I'm going to need some assemblers. I will say, I think we're kind of coming to the end of our time. Mainly I can feel my stomach rumbling and oh boy, it's 8 o'clock. Yeah, that would do it. So when we kind of finish this up, I'm not actually going to be able to finish that thing off today. Oh. I may have made this too tight. Oh well. But at least this functions for the moment. And yeah, I'll probably have some kind of resource repository somewhere. Just to get these resources pumped in on the regular so I don't have to worry about it. On the plus side, it doesn't matter that much. I can just jump and deliver the resources. Oh boy. Kind of. These things are hungry. And they want feeding. Whew. Okay. Yeah, we'll get to that when we get to that. There's probably an easier way. I really wish the supply crates had a smaller version. Something that was just a 2x2 as opposed to a 3x3. It's probably later on in the research tree. I just haven't gotten to that point yet. What are we looking at? We're at 545. Oh, man. I'm going to be here for a long time. I guess, yeah. Let's just pick these up. Oops. Oh, interesting. By getting rid of the assembler in the area, it actually got rid of all of the arms associated with it. That's kind of nice, actually. Okay, so how are we going to do this? Because we need the assembler. To make this stuff. I don't think I'm going to need that many power floors at the moment, but who knows. Okay, so your entire thing is once again power floors. Problem is we need iron ingots and wire. One of those is a lot easier to do than the other. I mean, both are pretty easy, but still. Time and effort and energy and things. Let's do logistics. I'm probably just going to make a bunch of fast arms. Because that way I don't have to worry about it. Okay, so your job is wire. I should probably not have put this so close, but who knows. Okay, and this thing's output is full. Put this here. I have one more. Okay, cool. I guess I'll have... one more right here to just kind of bleed off all the spares. So, maybe not? I mean, I guess I could put it here. Awkward as that may be. That's probably still my best option for keeping this stuff out of the way, at least for the time being. And I mean, I guess we could put... What? Oh. Now, that wasn't a structural stability moment, was it? I don't know. Makes you think of satisfactory. As well it should. They definitely have a lot of similarities. This one just does a couple of things different. Namely, it's underground, and it actually has like a voice-acted story. It's not a particularly like deep one. So far. But at least there is a story. Which is something I appreciate. Okay, cool. So we can pull this off. And then I'm gonna have some iron kind of coming down this line. There we go. Kind of extend this here. Fill that out. Do I think I have enough? Yeah. Can I connect it the rest of the way? Yes. Do I need to, though? I don't know. Alright, but at least now it's powered. Okay, take these back. Just gonna extend this here. I'll have to figure out a better way of getting these resources kind of in. But at least for the time being, this way it can kind of fuel itself. And then let's do a storage container here. Kind of, no, let's move it. Let's move it a lot closer so I don't have to have a whole belt set up. I might put other things in between. It was like how Satisfactory was a closer remake of Factorio. Yeah, I think that's also a valid way of putting it. I think there's a lot of ways of describing these things, and I don't think any of them are necessarily wrong. Alright, let's just move a bunch over. That'll just sit there as kind of a secondary lineup area, but we should now have some bars coming in. Yes. So that'll run automatically as long as these have juice. We are definitely going to need to scale up the amount of copper that we're working with, but at least it's a thing for now. Let's see. So next order of business, if I want to make inserters. Oh, it's mechanical components and iron components, which I think we're actually making both of those over here, yeah? Ooh. Okay, you're on the wrong thing. We don't want iron frames, we want iron components. Move it back. I should have moved these forward a little bit more. Closer to the base, but it's fine. I don't think I'm going to be using this entire area for main bussy stuff anyway. Okay, extend this. But then I'm going to have a secondary line. Do we? No. I'm just going to get rid of both of those, plus that. Okay. Because here's the thing. We got long inserters now. I can use these. F8. There we go. Perfect. Because this specifically wants both copper and iron. So I guess we're going to have to give it both. The only immediate problem is the lack of everything. Alright, cool. Let's quickly scoot back over here. Snag a bunch. Grab the rest. I can also pump it back into this, which is, like, also an option. Like, instead of even routing any of that over there. I could have actually just, had this, like, big factory whose entire job is just to accrue. Okay, I think this tree is actually in my way. Can I destroy it? I don't think so. Alright, that's a shame. Let's do 2 more of these containers. Yeah, just kind of extend here. Got a little bit more grassy floor that can be removed. Perfect. There's no grass, there's only industry. So let's just do container 1, container 2. That'll be copper. This will be iron. I'll have to manually move stuff around between them, but at least it's, it'll work for now. Let's get a pair of fast inserters just because. Why not a tall inserter? Kind of like the long one, but it telescopes instead of, telescopes up a block. I was actually thinking about that, considering the potential for verticality. A long inserter and a tall inserter both would be quite nice. Okay, so you're copper. I kind of wish I could actually paint these. That all of the iron that I've got on hand. Oof. Well, it's fine. At least this will kind of fuel itself. And then at some point we'll probably have some kind of absurd giant lineup. Probably traveling through the sky just to deliver into these things. But yeah, specifically some like tall or high inserts would go a long way at making these at least a smidge easier to work around. Okay. Snag this. Tree is gonna just be in my way, but it's fine. Okay, so you just need iron. I'm out of inserters. Ah. Part of the reason why I'm doing this is specifically so I can have inserters. Okay, and you are making copper. Okay. Cool. So it's not perfect, but at least now we are producing some amount of iron components. Actually, quite a lot. And mechanical components. So in that case, F3, we'll do one more. You know what? I'm gonna make it a lot closer. I don't think I need this thing to be particularly fast. Okay, and your entire job is inserters. Perfect. Pizza. So the inserters are going to take a long time to actually get a rolling and fill out, just because we're not going to be producing that many of them, but at least this way I'll have a supply of inserters that I can just reliably pull from. And then the last one was conveyor belts, which actually also requires these. I'd probably make another one. If I guess, you know what? While we're here, we might as well kind of, I don't want to say take this the rest of the way, but I might as well have at least really rudimentary production for all of these. Worst comes to worst, I just leave the game running for like a year, and then we come back, and it's got everything that we need, and then we can progress into the next demo. That would be really funny. Or the next layer of the demo, the next chapter of the game. Now, chances are there's going to be a, not a reset, but like more story content for this section. And this is just kind of like a drummed up, I don't want to say story mode, or a sandbox mode. There we go. To keep, demo players playing longer. To like really get them into this game, which honestly can't blame the devs for that in the slightest. You're right, leaving the game running would not work because of fueled furnaces. Shoot. Oh, it's fine. I will live. Yeah, that's gonna take so long. Everything's going to take a long time, but that's how these games work, I guess. Okay, scoot this in. I'll have to upgrade these arms. But I just want to have the fundamentals of productivity. So that even if I can't fully leave the game running, I can at least kind of, you know, just come back and fuel it every once in a while. The problem is eventually I will run out of biological stuff. Wait, now that I'm thinking about it, no, I could automate it a step further. We do have the technology. There is a there's the planter and then the thresher. So I could potentially plant and thresh biofuel next to all of them, and then actually have it pump into the mining machines. Not easily, but I kind of could. I think I would just hate myself if I did it. I think that would be too much automation for something that I will ultimately get the electronic version of them almost immediately. That poor mining drill. I don't really care. But yeah, I got the tech. I just don't have the care. And that's fine too. So, anyway, Techtonica is going to be available sometime this year, but the demo is available now if you guys want to give it a shot. It is, like, it's this and Foundry that are my two most anticipated games this year. I don't know what's going on with the floor here. The crack is, like, superimposed on top of it. Oh wow, that's actually stacked up, doubled since I just automated this. I guess not having to worry about constantly feeding it worked, kind of. But it'll be out sometime this year, and I'm really looking forward to it, and I hope some of you guys give this a shot, too. Because it's solid. Like, incredibly well made, and very beautiful. And despite the fact that, yeah, it shares a lot of similarities with Satisfactory and Factorio, putting it inside of a giant cave really changes the vibe in a way that I really appreciate. But with that, I think it's time for me to go and figure out dinner. So thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.